Rates expected to go up. It's not good news for borrowers, but it can help savers, and saving money is very important for young professionals because it could set you up for the rest of your life. Stewart Welch from the Welch Group joined us this morning with some tips on that. Stewart, good to see you this morning.
Morning, Mike.
You know, this is not an easy thing for a lot of folks to do, especially in this economy right now. But if you can do it, there are ways to do it.
Well, first of all, you can do it. So listen, rising prices made it hard to save for everybody. Today we're going to focus on young professionals. We want them to get started. And it is literally, you have to decide that you're going to be successful. And then you have to do whatever it takes. So we came up with 3 simple things.
And the first one you say is to pay yourself.
First. Automatically. So
Right.
what most people do is they wait till the end of the month and they say, what's left over? I'm going to save that. And they will join the 97% of the people.
I mean, obviously you have to have a budget to figure that out though, right?
So you don't have to have a budget to do that. Budget is the right way to go. So,
Okay.
but budgeting is a learning process. So we're going to jump ahead of that while we're learning to budget.
Okay.
And we're going to automatically pay ourselves first. And so you're going to set it up to automatically do a transfer from your checking account to your investment account.
Okay.
Sometimes your employer can do it automatically to your investment account. And then the question is, how much do I save? Well, you're going to need to save between 15 and 25% of your gross income. That's a big number. And I'm telling you, you just have to decide to do it. Pretend you got a 20% pay cut, and you start from there.
Some people watching maybe say, well, listen, that decision goes against me trying to pay the rent every month. The rents have skyrocketed. I've got car insurance, maybe a car payment. So what do you say in those situations?
Well, what I say is, if you really look at it, if you pay yourself first and then you start, paying expenses with whatever's left over, you will find out that you can still get it done, because most of the money that's evaporating is like small things like the cup of coffee you go by and get every day, the latte.
The new phone that you have to buy.
The new
and it
phone.
really depends on every individual's unique situation, because you'd have to sit there and look at everybody, what else are they spending money on?
But I can tell you, you just start wherever you are. Maybe you start with 10%. And you just make it work. I can remember I started at 20% out of my first paycheck, and quite frankly, when you start, it looks like this is ridiculous. This is never going to work. But I can tell you, after a few months, it began to add up, and that's the third point.
Yeah, let time do its thing and compounding interest do its thing, right?
And most people don't understand compounding, but I can tell you, it is the 8th wonder of the world. Compounding interest is the key to wealth accumulation. You decide how successful you want to be, how soon, and that's going to dictate how much you set aside each month.
Because with that interest that you're gaining on that account that you open, now it's got a bigger amount than it had the month before. And then that interest compounds on that next total, and it just keeps advancing.
So
right?
money's earning money on the money you set aside, plus the money that you're actually putting in.
And again, we're not talking about a basic savings account or CD. This is like a mutual fund or something like that.
Probably there might be a little of both, but
Okay.
for the long term, you're going to want to be invested in the stock market, and that's a subject for another day.
All right, and there are online brokerages like, well, we're not going to mention the names of them. You can look them up. They don't charge very much for a transaction. Stewart Welch from the Welch Group, we do appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Today. All right, we'll be back with a buzz.
You've got that new